Greetings, fellow YouTubers. So, check out the article in the description box below. You will see now that breastfeeding is legal in all 50 states. About time, right? The fact that it was illegal to do in public in the first place makes my freaking head hurt. Now, could you imagine the prude calling the cops on some lady for breastfeeding her kid at a Wendy's or at a Denny's or at a grocery store? Like, I saw boobs and that offended me. Like, who does that? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. The problem is, YouTube, is that our society has completely sexualized the female form, so breastfeeding shouldn't be seen as a sexual act. It should be seen as a nurturing act. They do have some videos that play off where women lactate for perverted purposes, yes. But there's a big difference between that and breastfeeding. And the difference is, it's a mother nurturing her kid, for fuck's sake. I'm sitting here going, okay, about time it's legal in all 50 states, but why wasn't it in the first place? Like, could you imagine, you know what I'm saying, being the cop that gives some lady a ticket because she got an indecent exposure charge because she was breastfeeding her kid in public? She has a busy life. She didn't have time to pre-pump like 3 or 4 bottles of breast milk to take on the go. And the only way to get her kid to stop crying was to breastfeed discreetly. And someone makes a complaint because he saw boob for about 2 seconds. Ooh. It really stops and makes you think a lot about our society. Oh yeah, I'm sure you could find, you go to any explicit adult website, you could find videos of women lactating on purpose just for the sake of dirty entertainment, yes, but that's the fine difference, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing of it, and when people say pornography is a problem, I say no, pornography is not a problem. The problem is our society. The problem is rape in our society. That's a problem in our society. And I would much rather a bunch of sexually repressed adults jack off to porn in the comfort of their own home than go out and force sex on those who don't want it. That's just the way I see it. But of course, you got people who sit there and say, well, pornography is a problem because it's corrupting our youth, blah, 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 blah. Just like the video games, just like the mass media, right? Fuck is this shit? So part of me is like, fuck yeah, about time. And then part of me is like, really? It's 20 fucking 18 and now breastfeeding is illegal in public? Wow. Like, we've all been there, man. We're at a restaurant, we're at a grocery store. Some baby starts crying. All you gotta do is discreetly breastfeed your child in public. Shit. And in some cases, there'll be some mothers who might take their kid out to the car, lock the doors, and do it in the privacy of the parking lot if they have to. Some women are more comfortable doing it like that, and that's perfectly fine. But the fact remains, YouTube, the fact being that breastfeeding was illegal to begin with, it makes my head hurt. And the problem with that is because our society has completely sexualized the female form. And that's why breastfeeding was illegal for so long. In public, at least. See, if you're the kind of person that gets offended by breastfeeding, you're either not straight, or you're a prude, or you've never been breastfed as a child. That's just the way I look at it. Like, you stop and ask yourself, who the fuck gets offended by breastfeeding? Of all the things, you got videos of ISIS beheading people on the news. You got people in Flint, Michigan who have no clean drinking water. You got all the bullying and suicide as a result of the bullying because of bullying on YouTube and in our school system. But you're offended by breastfeeding in public. Right. Here's your fucking sign, dude. Of all the things you could be offended by, and you're offended by breastfeeding in public, right? See, I think a lot of people would agree with me on this, and nothing against kids or their parents, but if a kid starts crying and the parent forgot to pack a bottle because they're in such a hurry, you know, when you're new to parenting and your kid settles down for at least 3 to 4 hours, you're like, shit, I got time to myself, hell yeah. Only to wake up in like 2 hours later and start crying again, right? Yeah. So if you've never been in that parent's shoes, then don't look at them like, that's just the thing of it. That is just the fucking thing of it, dude. This is what pisses me off about our society. Okay, when some parent's kid starts acting up in the store, people just do this. They stop and they stare like it's a goddamn movie. You want some popcorn to go with that? You fucking prick. It's like, that just makes it worse, because now there's all this pressure, because then you get some people looking at you like, you can't handle your kid. And then you get some people looking at you like, oh, look, a free show. More drama in our society. And then on top of that, you get parents who are competing with other parents through their kids. Ooh, don't even get me started on that. Like, okay, if you're 18 years of age or older, or old enough to legally consent to doing a beauty pageant, that should be your choice. I don't think child beauty pageants should exist. I think that's morally corrupting to a little girl's young mind. Little girls need to be taught that they can do anything they want. They don't need their body or their good looks to achieve greatness in society. And when you get these shallow plastic Barbie doll mothers sitting there going, my kid's prettier than your kid. Oh yeah, well my kid knows their ABCs. Ugh. I know it's completely off topic, but it's generally along the same guideline, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? All this perspective coming from a male, I know it's shocking, ladies, but you'd be surprised, right? Not all men are pigs. I can't even begin to fathom. Okay, it just shows you how prude our society is. And you know, if women here want to complain about living in America, go live in a third world country where women have no rights. Go live, you know what I'm saying, you want to complain about America, then go ahead and, as a woman, you want to complain about living in America, then go live in the Middle East where women are treated like dog shit. 108 degrees outside, and then we're in a full body fucking tent. They show a little bit of ankle, they get stoned to death. It's bullshit. Yeah. I might have gone a bit too far with it, but it's the truth. And the biggest thing society needs to realize is that a female's body can be sexy without being sexual. There's a difference. That's the biggest key thing of it, YouTube. A woman can do things that are sexy without it being sexual. You know what I'm saying? Big difference. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's her personality, or maybe it's the way she carries herself. You know what I'm saying? Now, women are constantly told to empower themselves. So here's a little chant I want you to remember. If you're a man and you want to empower yourself, you say these words. I am man, I have my limitations. That does not make me weak. I accept my female counterpart as my equal. Yeah. I guess that argument works for both sexes, if you will. That same chant can work for empowering both sexes. That is a unisex empowerment sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all humans, we all make mistakes that we're not proud of. And the biggest mistake you can make is having self-doubt in your life. When you have a gut instinct telling you, hey man, you should do this and that. And sometimes if you ignore your gut, it ends up making your life worse. So 9 times out of 10, your gut is always right. That's because that's the spirit world and the universe telling you what's about to play out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyways, this is King Cobra JFS with another Pipe Thoughts video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.